Just another slow news week. I don't know what we're going to talk about this
Yeah,
week.
we're gonna have to scrounge for something tonight, aren't we?
Yeah, I don't know. It's been kind of slow around here. So I guess I should start booking some guests. Anyway, uh,
Yeah.
yeah, should we just get going? Wait. Well, we'll tackle that when we come back.
Right on.
And now, on with the show.
Time for bladder check. Check.
Check.
Check. Wait. Screw it. I'm holding it.
It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men.
Brown Squadron.
Then this is a day of independence for all the Munchkins and their descendants.
Podcasting, the final audio frontier. These are the legends of Brown Squadron.
Our computer is picking up a strange signal. Here, sir, you better take a look at it.
The ongoing mission? To explore the Star Wars universe and other nerd culture topics. To seek new content and new cantinas, bars, and lounges. To boldly annoy Scruffy by making too many bad jokes. Welcome to the Hyperspace Heroes Podcast.
Nice
welcome.
addition.
Yeah, did you like that?
I caught that. That was good.
It's going to relate to one of our topics.
Mhm.
Big breaking news, man. All the haters are gonna hate. Anyway, before we get to that, welcome to Hyperspace Heroes. This is Brown Leader signing in. All wing report in.
Brown 4, the only wing here tonight.
So yeah, if you didn't catch that in the opening sequence that we did, we added a little extra sound effect there because we've got some big news. And I think, Scruffy's not here again tonight. We're going to talk about that a little bit as well. Possibly.
Is he in mourning over this news? I mean,
he might be. He might.
Yeah.
It's the easy answer is to say he's gone loony like normal on special assignment, but the truth is he might be mourning. Yeah,
he could be in the fetal position in the corner, just rocking back. We know what a fan of The Force Awakens he is. So
right.
You know, just saying.
Yeah. So breaking news today, and we'll get into it in just a minute here. But yeah, the extra sound bite that we had at the beginning of the cold opening there was and I've got a couple of sound bites to surprise you with as well. One thing to ask, so since I opened up the background here, that on air sign, I got to diffuse it somehow, and I'm not sure how to do that because it's too bright for the camera that I'm using. And if anybody has some suggestions, I did try some simple wax paper. That didn't work. It actually made it a big light bar. But I got to figure out something it's that on air sign. I need it to be a little better visible on camera, but don't say upgrade my camera because that's not an option right this second. So maybe something in the settings. I don't know. I'm using the camera that's built into my Mac, but we'll get into the comments right away. Max Rebo, welcome to the show. Hey all, have I got a pickup this week? Right. And then bladder check. Have you not heard our opening before? Ubaldo, welcome back, sir. We missed you last week.
Oh yeah.
Welcome. Maya, welcome back to the show. Good to see you, sir. The Max Rebo Experience Blue 69 checking in. Right on. And then Ubaldo, big news, huge news. I'm ready. Yes, we're definitely going to talk about that. And then he's in Lorning.
He's in Lorning. Oh, I like that, Max Rebo. That's good.
Like that. Piece of polarized plexiglass. Ooh, maybe that might. Yeah.
I was going to suggest Ewok pelt, but
right. Sorry, adulting last week. Yeah,
adulting sucks.
We understand that. That's why we were off the air for like 7 weeks. We had way too much adulting to do. And somebody had asked off air in between shows and asked for an update. And I don't know if I touched on this last week or not, but Mom Brown Leader is doing great. That was part of the reason that we were off the air for a while, was I had way too much adulting to do, and to adult with my adult. And when you reach that point in life where the roles reverse and you become the caretaker. So it's it's that cycle of life. I need a Simba doll to hold up right now. But thank you for all those that wished well over the holidays on that. She is doing well. She's now 15 minutes away as opposed to 4 hours, which is really nice. And it's really good, because now the grandkids are getting all the calls too. Can you come over? Can you do this? Can you? Yeah. So it's great to share the love. Max Rebo, I did. Okay. Thank you. Somebody had reached out over the week, and I couldn't remember if they did or not, but wanted to post that up as well. Okay. Lots going on out there. We'll touch on the big story that just dropped today in just a little bit, but one of the cool things that got announced, I think just in the last day or two, Darth Vader and his entourage is coming to Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland. To start with, no announcement about Disney World yet, but interesting. They're and I guess they're going to retire Kylo for a little bit, maybe. I would imagine, but what do you think about that, DB?
I'm kind of stoked that they're actually listening to the fan base.
Mm-hmm.
And these stories are kind of interconnected, because us OT fans have never really bought into the sequel trilogy characters. Let's face it.
Yeah.
And that's what they base Galaxy's Edge around. And I've not been. You've been to Galaxy's Edge in Florida, correct?
I have.
I have not. And so now I'm weighing, do I wait until Orlando does the conversion?
Yeah.
And I've never been out to the California park, but I think it looks like a solid plan. They're going to have a whole section for sequel trilogy, and then they're going to break up the other half into the 3 films of the original trilogy, and then Ahsoka and Mando are going to have little sections too, which I like, because those are 2 premier shows. So I'm stoked about it, and I'm happy they're listening to us.
Yeah, for real. Absolutely. And I think it's I wonder what their repeat trip traffic is like, and if that's another reason that they're doing it, because are you gonna if you've gone and seen it, how many times you're really going to go? It's not exactly the cheapest trip in the world, but
no, unless you live in Florida, you're not going all the time, re-experiencing. And since they shut down, can't remember what it's called, the Star Cruiser portion.
Oh, yep. Mm-hmm.
And those we had those filmmakers on here, those who loved it,
mm-hmm.
but they just priced the rest of us right out of it. So
yeah. Yep. That they did. Let's see. What else? Go ahead.
Max Rebo has a great comment. Imagine if they have lunch with Vader and friends. I mean, do the doors open and we all get to fire at Vader like Han Solo? I mean, that'd be awesome.
Wouldn't that be? that would be great.
So bring it. Yeah.
Absolutely. And then without Scruffy here to help me run the board. Something else sometimes we talk about Star Wars birthdays, other times we don't. But you definitely shared this one and wanted to, Carl Weathers, the man, and what he did. Who would have ever thought Apollo Creed, right, would be in Star Wars? And not only his character, but behind the camera as well, directing. And he directed some great episodes of Mando.
What a talented dude. I mean, as a child, I hated him in Rocky because he embodied Apollo Creed so well.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rocky 3 came out, and they became best buds and all that. But I can remember as a child just hating Apollo Creed because he was so good in that character.
Mm-hmm.
And then Predator came out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm like, oh, this guy's got some talent, you know, and he's doing all these other things. And then, you know, Action Jackson. No, let's not talk about that one. Happy Gilmore. I mean, come on, the guy was all over the place, and Mrs. DB is into some TV shows that are based in Chicago Fire and PD and Chicago Sanitation and whatever. But they for a short time they had a Chicago legal show, and he was the DA, and he was so commanding in that role, and that probably only lasted a season. But then every time, you know, an old rerun comes onto that, I'm like, hey, you know, he was in Star Wars and he was in Rocky. You know, I got to point that out to her. So,
right on.
I mean, he would have been one that I would have stood in line to meet at a convention.
Yes.
And I'm sad that I will never get that chance.
Right on. Right on. Absolutely. Action Jackson. What's that from you, Baldo?
Yeah. We don't talk about that.
We'll have to do a DB's Blockbuster.
You know, we should.
We should actually. That would be great. Let's see. We'll talk about, I don't know if you want to talk about this now or you want to talk about it in collection corner, since it kind of ties into that, but your adventures in a state far away.
We can talk about it now, and I'll show a couple things I purchased, but this past weekend, and Scruffy's not here to tease me, but we had another cheer competition. Had to take the offspring to in Toledo, Ohio. So, you know, again, I get to mock Ohio. Turkish accent
Jackson. Maya, that's your assignment.
I'm not sure they could ruin it anymore. But this past weekend, I got to go to Toledo, Ohio, and while waiting for a competition, I found out that the Sylvania Toy Company was only about 3 miles from our hotel. And there's the exterior of the Sylvania Toy Company. And boy, it doesn't look like much. But the store's on the Ohio Toy Trail, and they were fantastic. I took this picture of one of their shelves of some vintage stuff. There's some modern mixed in there as well. But this store is great. I mean, they had Thundercats. They had gigantic bins of $5 figures from this line and that line, and they had them nice and organized. And Scruffy would have loved it. They just had counters and space. There you go. There's some of the vintage stuff. But they had old video games. I mean, from Atari 2600, Nintendo NES. This was a great store, and I could have spent a lot more money than I did. And there's a reason I didn't text you guys live when I was there, because I, wasn't pocketing that much. And look at that cool stuff. Look at that.
Yeah, when you sent that picture, I made sure to point it out to Scruff, because I was like, there's some gonks. I see some gonks.
Yeah. There's a gonk. Look at that A-Wing pilot from the Droids line.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they had plenty of the newer stuff, retro series and vintage collection. This was the first thing I noticed. Look at that. A carded Cylon from BSG and the Raider. Now I got both of those, not carded, but wow.
Right.
Just wow.
Yeah. And Thunderhawks. I could not right there. Thunderhawks. That was awesome.
And Mrs. DB went with me, sure, she'll come along, and who's going to be in this store anyway? Man, they opened that door up, and there were probably 25 middle-aged men in that store dragging their wives along. it was something to see. And I didn't get a chance to talk to the shopkeepers there, but other than make my purchase, but very friendly, very knowledgeable. Just watching them interact. If you get a chance, Toledo, Ohio, the Sylvania Toy Company.
Nice. From Max Rebo, any awesome Star Trek toys? There's our first Star Trek reference of the night.
Well, yep. I didn't see anything from the old Mego line, the 8-inch figures, but they did have some next-gen stuff. They had a boxed phaser and a boxed ship. There was a handful of things Trekkie there. I should have bought something for Scruff.
Scruff, this is for you.
Live long and suck it.
Side note, before we went on the air, I had Big Bang on on the TV, and they happened to play that episode.
Nice, nice. Ubaldo, awesome. Take my money.
Yeah,
From
I'm
Maya,
telling you.
did they have Jedi battle games for Atari 2600? Love that game as a kid.
You know, I wasn't specifically looking. I bet that they had hundreds and hundreds of Atari and NES. I mean, you're getting back to the vintage stuff there. Pretty cool stuff.
Oh, and look who's in the house tonight, Carbonite.
Carbonite!
DB letting it shine tonight, right?
Yeah, you know what? I'm using a new light, and we'll talk about that. And so I don't need the hat, you know, to blind me. Sorry, I got sensitive eyes, and when I put my ring light on, I gotta have the hat. So I'm letting you guys see it in its glory today.
Letting his hair down.
Or something.
Yeah. So, and then, we want to flip over to Hasbro Pulse, or do we want to go into the big?
Well, you know, we're talking toys. Go ahead, bring the Pulse stuff up because there's some neat stuff there.
Okay. So Hasbro Pulse did their reveal just earlier this week, and there was definitely some Star Wars related content on that, and they announced some Black Series and some Vintage Series toys. And let me bring up this on the screen, and courtesy of our buddy Star Wars toy collector. Let me share my screen for this.
And toy collectors usually got the scoop. He's got the pictures. He's got the info. We don't have the image. I'll keep talking.
Right. Sorry. I was getting some warning on my screen. So Black Series reveals from the 112-26 Hasbro Pulse Star Wars fan stream. So yeah, some prequel characters, and a video game character. So you've got the Geonosis warrior, you've got Tan Wei, and Watto.
Yeah.
So I've seen some great pictures of him standing next to young Anakin, and the sizing is about right on that, which is kind of cool. And then pre-order starting February 4th for Lord Starkiller. So some very cool Black Series reveals. I'm curious to know how much the Blitz transmissions and some others were doing that Black Series Most Wanted. Curious to know how many of them had any of these on their lists, to see how successful they were in their top 12. Let's see.
I think it's interesting that we've got 3 alien characters.
Yeah. Letting his hair down, singular.
Ouch.
Right. Carbonite's Happy New Year, Ubaldo. And then Carbonite's, the Max Rebo experience about the hair down. And then Watto was in the top 12. Nice. So
yeah, Watto doesn't get enough love.
Definitely some happy people over there then, in regards to Black Series Most Wanted, which was a cool program that was running before or at the end of last year. So, and then they released some vintage stuff, which was kind of cool. Let's see if I can get this to click.
Yeah, as detailed and cool as the Black Series is, I'm a vintage guy.
Yeah. Bring this up, and this is from what site is this? Jedi News. So let's share this. And there's definitely one of the vintage that caught my eye, for sure. So we've got characters from the Cantina, which is very cool. Going old school. And then
interesting that we're getting new sculpts. I mean, we've all got what's the first guy, the Deveronian? I don't know if he has a name, but I've got 2 different sculpts of him, and Gurinden I've got one. But it's neat that they're putting out. And Chalman, I didn't even know this character existed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know technically it's Chalman's Cantina, but I've never seen a physical representation before, so that's kind of awesome. Yeah. I might have to get these, for my Tatooine display.
Yeah. Oh, look at that mustache
with the 70s mustache. Yeah,
Right?
that is awesome.
You know, he kind of looks like if you put fur on Vincent's face, he kind of looks like Vincent.
I think I'm gonna have to restyle and shave this part and
Right.
it kind of looks like a Titanic survivor with that, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. It does. Grindon, close up of him.
Yeah, that's a nice sculpt. I like that.
The sculpts do look good on these. I gotta say, look at the detail on Labria's face. I mean, that's actually some really, really good detail. And it looks like it's a soft good for the cape, so that's kind of cool. Let's see, Chala. Where was the other one? Oh, and there we go. Arleal Shoes. Yeah, I don't remember. This isn't the same Shistavanen that was in.
Yeah.
So I don't know if like he's on like he was off camera. Was he I don't know.
Yeah, we got a new Wolfman, man. Bring it in. I'll put him in my collection.
Right. That's the one I think I might have to pick up just because it's love the Shistavanen. So so those are some of the highlights from the Hasbro Pulse stream.
Oh, you skipped right over the retro.
Oh, did they have
there's a retro. They're going to put out a 6-pack and they're revealing a one at a time, which is an interesting concept.
Let's see if I can find that. Was that what the Princess Leia was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You get me talking about action figures, I'll talk all day.
Right. And that's so yeah, let me bring that one back up on the screen. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, I completely missed the news on that one.
Yeah, I'm a retro guy. It reminds me of my childhood. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Metal Ceremony Leia. They've made some fancier versions, but this with the split leg dress, you gotta love it.
Yeah.
She's got a medal.
Right? Is that for Chewie?
It must be, because I think the Luke and Han both. Did they make it Han Solo for this? I don't know. Or do I have to buy 3 Leia so I have 3 medals? Just saying.
Right.
Just saying. I'm excited because they've got some other neat characters going to be in this 6-pack. They've got the astromech from the opening of A New Hope, and they've got CZ4 from Tatooine, which I have a vintage collection, but not a retro. So this will be a fun collection. I might have to invest. End of rant.
No, you're fine. So a question for Max Rebo. DB, do you like the TVC articulated figures or the old style retro collection?
The answer here is yes.
No,
I like the TVC, and I have them mixed in with my older stuff in my displays. I like the detailed and the posability. But man, those retros they take me back to being 8 years old.
Right on. And then from Carbonates, how dare you, sir? What? That was a compliment, Vincent. It wasn't. Dr. Squatch, welcome to the show.
Hey, Dr. Squatch.
Welcome tonight. Welcome back. Carbonites love your soaps. He gets that all the time. Thanks for your support. Max Rebo, it's a 4-pack. You're getting them all. So I'm guessing he's talking about the TVC. I think it's coming as a pack. I was saying I was going to pick up the Shistavan, and so it's for the Luke's. The medal is for Han. It's only Luke has a medal. I still think it's for Chewie. So
now he won't get it for 30 years, so don't worry about it.
Right? Yeah, the vintage collection or the retro collection they make in 30 years. The re.
Well, I mean, that's when Chewie got his. Was the end of episode 9.
Yes,
that must have been a Kathleen Kennedy decision.
Oh,
you see the transition I just
Great
made?
Great segue.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's launch into the big news that happened today. And right now there is and I'm not saying I'm a part of this, but there's a large segment of the Star Wars population right now.
Let the joyous news be spread. The wicked old witch at last is dead.
And so there's a lot of Star Wars fans right now walking around right now going and the witch is dead. The wicked witch is dead. So Kathleen has been a divisive character for sure in Star Wars for the years that she has been the president of Lucasfilm, ever since George sold the company over. And I think it's kind of complicated, like anything, right? But yeah, they did announce today. Let me see if I can find that story again, and we'll kind of go over it. Here it is.
And this is official. This came right from StarWars.com.
Right from StarWars.com today. So Lucasfilm and the Walt Disney Studios announced leadership change as Kathleen Kennedy steps down from Lucasfilm leadership to return to producing. Dave Filoni will lead the studio as president and chief creative officer, alongside Lin-Wen Brennan as co-president. And from what I was reading somewhere, it's she'll kind of handle the business side of it, which, I mean, come on, I would worry, right? If they said Filoni was going to handle the business side of it as well, I would definitely start worrying, because he needs to stay on the creative side for sure. And I actually have mixed feelings about him raising all the way up, and we can talk about that. But initial thoughts, TB.
I am not a Kathleen Kennedy hater, but I think she did not understand the universe, and that's why we got what we got with the sequel trilogy. I don't believe it's all woke garbage, as some people do. I just think they did not go in with a plan. They went in to recoup their losses that they paid to Mr. Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she was terrible, but I think it's long overdue for her to step aside. And I think it's interesting that they say she's going to return to producing. I would have expected them to say she's going to retire. I mean, she's in her 70s, right?
Yeah, but she kind of hinted at that last year. She made some statements about continuing on and producing if she was to retire. I think it rings a bell, and I'm pretty sure that she said something about that. And so I wasn't too surprised when I saw that. From Max Rebo experience, we don't need Filoni approving budgets and PTO. Right. Exactly. Filoni needs to be the dreamer in the partnership. He's got to be the one to dream big. And then, hopefully Lin-Wen will help find the budgets to do what they want to do. But yeah, it's been, so they said 14 years leading the studio that Kathleen's been in there. And yeah, I mean, has there been some things? Obviously, like I said at the very beginning, she's been a divisive character, kind of a divisive character, right? As studio head, and everybody loves to hate the top, right? Everybody when you're at the top, you really have no friends. It's kind of a lonely job in that you don't know if people are just kissing your bantha, or if they're or they hate your guts, and it kind of does. It's tough. It really is tough. And I'm not making excuses for her, but I will give Kathleen credit in the fact that under her reign, we got Mando. We got the start of Star Wars streaming, right? We got Rogue One. I like Solo.
I thought Solo was great.
Yeah. So, I mean, we got some things, and we've talked about it before. When you start expanding the universe and you have to diversify. You can't have, every show cannot be a clone of the next. You've got to have some progression. And so, but when you expand like that and you start getting into more minutia and more details and more lore, you're going to have some missteps, and you're going to have some things that don't necessarily hit all the fans, which we know. And I can see, like with the sequels, I can see they were trying to reboot. I get that. It didn't resonate with me. They are trying to reboot. It hit Brownie 4, it worked for her. It's her Star Wars, and I'm down with that. I'm cool with that. Could there have been some things that were a little more, was there some foot in mouth issues, like, oh, we don't have any, what'd she say when they were talking about the expansion?
We don't have 800 pages of material to start from.
Yeah, they don't have
you
it,
did.
right?
Yeah.
Right. And so, which painted a target on her right away. And I get it. And honestly, when they canceled the expanded universe, or turned it into the expanded universe. I didn't hurt my feelings because I get it from a business standpoint. When you just paid what, $4 billion for this franchise. You have to make a clean break somewhere, because if you're going to establish your own new stories, the EU had gone kind of so wild it out there with all sorts of different stories. That's hard. That's a hard
Oh yeah.
thing to. So I can understand a partial reboot. I mean, Trek did it with the Kelvin timeline and the but leadership is hard. I will say that, and I will defend her a little bit with that, in the fact that leadership can be very hard when you're the figurehead. But I don't agree with everything, right? And again, they greenlit some projects that could have been better, but it shows the diversity. I think it's been a good thing. I think it's been fun that we've gotten different stories. I think where it's failed is just kind of quality control, right? And some of it, like how Acolyte, I think part of what hurt the Acolyte was how they were spending their money, on the production side of things, and didn't end up with a cinematic product. And I think some of that was probably due to budget constraints, but
Well, and that's where this co-presidency might benefit us down the line, because we got so many things that were done in what's that 360 room called?
Oh, the volume.
The volume.
Mm-hmm.
That looks spectacular. And then the Acolyte was obviously filmed on a soundstage.
Yeah.
And you're right, that's a budgetary thing.
Mm-hmm. From Max Rebo experience, I don't miss the Yuzon Vong. I didn't mind the Yuzon Vong. It was a fun storyline. It was better than Yuzon Vong was better than Killer Planet Killer Weapon of the Week, as some of the storylines started going. From Carbonites, Kathleen's been playing hard to get for far too long. Happy to see her let go of full control. Happy to see her in some control still. That's a fair assessment. Go
ahead.
No, you go ahead.
As much grief as we as OT fans give the sequel trilogy, because where that went wrong was just a lack of planning. All three of them were excellent produced.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they look cinematic. They look like Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
So credit for that.
Right. From Maya, plus even George Lucas said if it wasn't in the movies or TV, he never considered it canon. Yeah, he was always like that about the books. You go back and find statements of Lucas back in the day, and no, the books were never canon from his perspective. You're right on that, Maya. I think and the other part of that is, when you're running the company, you're not micromanaging every decision on a set. You've got to put trust in your showrunners. You've got, she picked different showrunners, and you've got different style shows because of different showrunners. The Mandoverse, you had Filoni and Favreau, kind of being the head honchos for that, and they kind of established a standard, in the shows for the look, the cinema, and then where some of the shows would start to go off kilter a little bit would be the actual series showrunners themselves, maybe not being as focused on script writing or continuity of story, or certain decisions that were made, and so not all of that is, Kathleen oversees the whole company. I mean, that's a lot to do, and she'd definitely be on set at times for publicity shots and stuff, but she greenlit these projects, and it's at times the people you hire, you have to let them go, in terms of letting them run their production, their assignment, their project, and it's not going to come out always even the way she wanted it, I'm sure. You could see that, like I said, again, Acolyte, it was a different showrunner that was not under the Favreau, Filoni. standard. It was something new they were trying. You got a different result. But then you go to something like Andor, which again was not Favreau Filoni, but you had a showrunner that took it their own direction, and look at the result we got out of Andor. I mean, it was some of the best storytelling from a deeper level. You know, it was not the popcorn fun of the Mandoverse. It was something darker and grittier, and I'm glad we got it. I'm also glad we got Acolyte, believe it or not. And you know, some people are on that 6-7, but
Nice.
you know, I'm still glad we got it because it introduced some interesting things, and we got some cool things out of it. There were some interesting parts to it. There was a lot I didn't care for it, but not every story. Have you loved every book that you've read in a series? You know, and when you start, it's just like if you have a multi authors in a series, you're going to run into the same kind of thing in books. If you have a whole series of books, and that'll be interesting with these new ones, that Mask of Fear and the second one that's about to drop, which is a different author. You know, it'll be interesting to see what the reactions are to those. When I read the first 3 High Republic books, there was one I didn't care for out of the whole series. The second book in the series was awesome, and it came down to writing style. It came down to the way they presented the characters in the story, and I jived with the second book so much more than I did the other 2, and it was all 3 different authors, and you're going to get that in any kind of sphere. So you see that in even the Mando series. You know, you've got, yes, it's just Favreau Filoni, but you can tell some people weren't as involved in maybe season 3 as they were in seasons 1 and 2, and it's a large, complicated thing. And the whole Forces female thing, you know, people love to jump on that, but I do think she expanded the fan base a little bit, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think that more fans the better, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't get the hate for being more inclusive. There were some things like singing witches. Okay, that was kind of goofy to me. But at the same time, I love the character of Master Soul, you know, from the Acolyte, and his Padawan and his Padawan's Padawan. I've said it before on the show. I wish we could get more backstories with them and their adventures, because I think that trio was pretty amazing, and it was, you know, one of the brighter spots of the Acolyte. So.
Yeah. Give me a police procedural of Saul, Jecki, and what was his name? Yord. Give me a series of the 3 of them going around solving.
Doing Scooby-Doo stuff, man.
Yeah, right. I could watch it because they had great chemistry on screen.
Yes,
they
yes,
worked
I think
well together. The Singing Witches, that was, again, that goes back to presentation. I understand the concept of it, and if you look at Leslie's background of theater, if you saw that on a stage presentation of the story, I think it would make sense. It just didn't translate to a cinematic screen experience. I think it should have been there should have been more behind it. It felt a little light for that kind of a presentation.
Well, you know, people think you don't need singing in Star Wars, but I remember people giving Lucas crap for Lofty Neck back in Return of the Jedi. You know, and so what did he do? I'm gonna make a whole new song and digitize these characters and re-release it 20 years later, you know, just to irritate the fan base, and it worked, you know. But hey, you know, I've got the whole band on my shelf over here, so
Right.
Some people just don't like the fact that, oh, we're going to throw a musical number in, but that one didn't work for me. And, you know, okay, I'll blame this one on Kathleen, because she did hire these people. And what I'm excited about is Dave Filoni. I don't know how to verbalize this. If, you know, people think Kathleen Kennedy was the natural successor to George Lucas, I think she was the natural successor to Gary Kurtz, you know, following in the production aspect of it. I think Dave Filoni, since he came on board, he was George Lucas's Padawan, and he understands the universe the way George Lucas understands it. And I think from a creative standpoint, I hope he doesn't get too far away from the front lines, but I think he will hire people who understand the vision.
Yeah. And I want to circle back on that point here in a second, but I want to jump into the chat really quick because they're making some really good points. So Max Rebo, the OT had planning problems too. Leia wasn't Luke's sister until Return of the Jedi, right?
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there was definitely some rethings. We just didn't have access to the information in real time back then to start second guessing everything. Ubaldo, I agree. She created great things, but also down to product. But we need to look into the future and hope for the best, right? And we're gonna flip the conversation and start talking, looking forward, what we kind of think is gonna happen under the Filoni era. But Carbonate's good point, Max. Same with the redesign of the Emperor and Empire Strikes Back to Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Yep. And then
and it's funny how we let those things go now.
The power of one, the power of two, the power of many Bothans died to bring us this information. Great job, Max.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then Carbonate witch noises, right? And also with some of the hiring, like, we've definitely looked at, the results of some of the people that she's hired, but anybody in leadership, anybody that's ever hired people, and I'm saying multiple people, like over years of hiring people, or even a year of hiring multiple people, you show me a leader that has never hired a dud, and I will call you a liar, because it happens. And we see that even with in Hollywood with directors, they'll have a big hit, but then they'll come out with something and you're like, what? And it's hit and miss, right? And her bringing in people from outside of the Star Wars sphere, I'm open to the idea again. Let's see what kind of perspective they bring, but no, it's a complicated mess of things. Anybody that's worked in business, and not just Hollywood, but any kind of business, and has had to oversee other people running projects. It's a complicated thing. It really is. And when you're in that chair at the top, you get all the blame. And the more projects you have to oversee, the harder it gets simultaneously, because you can't be everywhere at once, and you can't read every quote, every tweet, everything that somebody in a project below you is putting out. There's no way to keep up on it, and you
have to hire to the best of your ability and hope they come through for you. You have to trust these people. You're hiring them for a reason.
And sometimes you can hire people with great pedigrees of work, and all of a sudden they have a flop. It happens. I mean, just different things.
I can point one out right now. There's a movie called 1941. Who directed it?
Well, that was that Mel?
That was Steven Spielberg.
That's right. 1941. Yes.
It was an attempt at a World War II comedy, and it's just bizarre, and you never hear it when they rattle off his resume.
That's true. You're right. That's why I was thinking it was somebody else.
Yeah.
I enjoyed 1941. I liked it. I thought it was hilarious.
I haven't seen it for years. I don't remember it, but I just know it's kind of like the unspoken thing in his resume.
Good point. And I will say I have not seen it since I was probably a kid. I remember liking it as a kid. But yeah, I wonder, we should watch that as adults now and see what
I need to make a note of that. It needs to be a DB's blockbuster.
Yeah, right. Okay, let's flip the conversation, and let's looking forward with Filoni moving up to co-president and Carbonites. Isn't that when Kathleen was born?
No, it's about 2,000 years after Kathleen.
Stop.
Sorry.
You guys. All right, so moving forward with here we go from Max Rebo. It makes you wonder, so many projects were canceled for creative differences, and I wonder if she was right to do so. Yeah, I mean, you don't know all the inside baseball. You can never know all the inside baseball. The
Rogue Squadron, I mean, was that Kennedy's call, or did Jenkins pull out?
News at the time was creative differences, so probably a little bit of both. I was just thinking about that the other day about Rogue Squadron, and I'm like, and there was a different director, showrunner that I was thinking would be an ideal candidate to throw a series like that together, and I'm blanking on who I was thinking about. And of course it'll come to me after we go off air
Oh,
tonight.
sure.
But yeah, I think there's still that's still one of those IPs within the Star Wars IP that still has great potential to do. Carbonite, she seems hard to work with, but she also has been in the business for so long, meaning she can work with people. It's so hard to tell, right? Yeah, good point. Absolutely. Moving forward with Filoni now moving up to co-president and chief of creative or whatever his title is. It's do I worry a little bit about with Filoni getting so high in the company. I worry a little bit about him not being able to either focus enough or become so narrowed on a storytelling focus that we do lose the opportunity for other kinds of stories. Will it be all Mandoverse, Ahsoka style shows because that's what he thinks Star Wars should be? Or will he allow things like Andor, even testing projects like Acolyte, Visions, all of those things, or will what's her name, Linwin, will she kind of be able to counter that with like, well, yeah, but it may not be a Filoni-verse thing, but it's going to make us money.
You bring up an interesting point because I just gave a whole speech about him being the logical successor to George Lucas because he understands the universe. Yeah, but is that also limiting?
Right.
Because some of the best stories we've had have been ancillary. While this is the main story is going on. Oh, hey, this is going on in this corner of the universe, and it's a really cool little story.
Mm-hmm.
The whole galaxy may not depend on it, but somebody's got to save this little green guy with the big ears. That kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, I do hope he's not going to pigeonhole everything into the Mandoverse.
Right. And like Max Rebo says, will every project be Ahsoka related? Right. I mean,
is she going to show up in every show? I mean, is she gonna outdo Carson Teva for being in every show?
Right. Yeah. I mean, because of the diversity that Kathleen allowed, we got, and he's hard to see back there, but one of my favorite characters now, Ronan, in Star Wars Visions, which is nowhere near canon. It's just a spin-off type thing for fun. And yet what a great character, what a great storyline that we got that's not canon. And that did come out of, Kathleen's reign. And yeah, that's I don't know, what does everybody else in the chat think? What, in terms of Filoni's reign, and then when something doesn't work out, who we gonna blame then? Kennedy. Right? It's a leftover from her term.
Oh my.
Right? It was her budget.
Oh, I'm not gonna touch that.
Sorry, yeah, a little political humor there. But yeah, no, it'll be interesting to watch, and it's kind of it's kind of fun in the aspect too that Carbonites. You had to bring this up. Daily reminder that Filoni had a lot to do with Resistance. Yes.
But there are a couple of redeeming things about Resistance. I liked Yeager as the father figure and Bucket as the droid.
Mm-hmm.
And the one character who went off and joined the First Order as a pilot actually had a story arc.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, exactly. There were components of it I enjoyed, and I like the art style too. I thought that was kind of fun. But we've said it before. I think probably back when we did the dumpster fire episode, the DB is on point, right? I think back when we did the dumpster fire episode for that series, I think I related it to Resistance is Filoni's Saint Anger for those Metallica.
Yes, I remember you making that.
For those Metallica fans out there, you'll know what I mean. It's every great has one of those oops, kind of projects, and I chalk up Resistance to being
Well, if you're going to go down that path, maybe the Acolyte is Kennedy's project,
right?
Because most of them have been pretty solid. To be honest.
The best thing about Resistance is it's only 2 seasons. Not going to disagree.
Not going to disagree.
No, not going to disagree. I used to tweet Jay at FACMA that Kaz and Mon had a May-December romance. No. No. Actually, what we don't know is actually Mon is Kaz's mom, and they just won't say that.
Well, maybe we'll get another season. I am your mother.
I am your mother.
Just saying.
Right. But yeah, I think with, back to Filoni, Linwin, I hope they have a good working relationship. I hope they have a strong working relationship. I hope, like you mentioned earlier, Filoni I hope he's still able to kind of get down into the weeds and keep it real, so to speak, with the production side of things in terms of the storytelling, the attention to detail, because I think attention to detail is one of his strengths.
Yes.
But that he'll be open-minded enough to allow other types of projects outside of the maybe we should call it the Ahsoka-verse at this point. But yeah, it's kind of, and the other point I was going to make was it's exciting in the fact that for us fans, we get to start speculating again, right? Because now the big thing is all the headcanon is going to start pouring out again, because the super Filoni fans, the wait and see Filoni fans, the I'm so tired of Filoni fans, everybody's got an opinion, and everybody's headcanon is going to start pumping out products, concepts, either way. What is this going to do, and are we going to see more Hayden? Are we going to see more, more of this, more of that? What's it going to do to the movie, the whole movie concepts? I think they announced one of those stories that they were talking to 3 other directors recently about Star Wars projects. And again, don't tell me until the trailer's ready.
Right.
But
whatever happened to the Rey film?
Yeah. Max Rebo, I personally like fan service. Service me, baby. Right. Right on.
I'll start the speculation right now. Okay. They put out this news at in the dead of winter. We know we have things coming. We've got the Mando movie coming in May. Mm-hmm. There'll be something in late April or early May to hit the May 4th window.
Tales of.
Okay. I go back to how many threads did they leave hanging from Bad Batch, from Mando, all these threads of that we spoke about before that are going to eventually be told stories of leading into the First Order and hopefully making the sequel trilogy better.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're going to get that once this transition has been made to Filoni and what's her name? Linwin. I think we'll get those. And hopefully, you're right. They won't tell us until the product is real. Well, yeah, everybody wants a Reva series. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
We need more figures.
Yep.
Where are the Carbonites of Reva? Come on.
We need a new action figure of Reva with a stab point, so you can stab
a hole right in the middle of her.
Yeah, just like the Tauntaun belly split open, you've got a spot for the lightsaber to go into.
You know what, Carbonites? If you make a set with Reva, I'll buy 5 of them just to give them to Scruffy.
Yeah. Good point, DB Moss saying that's a story for another time.
Yeah, there we go. Right. I mean, they've got lots of stuff to do between the current Mando story and the sequel trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Give me that 30 years. There's a whole bunch to tell there.
Mm-hmm.
And explain how somehow Palpatine returned.
Mm-hmm. Right on. Right on.
Again, shining the light.
So yeah, that was the big news for today. I mean, just crazy that all of a sudden that just gets dropped in. You're right, DB, right in the middle of winter. What's the, definitely interesting timing for that. And then yeah, Kathleen will go down to producing. That's so she'll still be involved. She'll still have for some of the haters out there, she'll still have her claws and things.
Maybe she's making ET2 or something.
Oh, maybe. It did so a little bit about Linwin. So Linwin, what is it? Linwin Brennan is somebody that, it wasn't on my radar. I don't know. Didn't know.
I'm not familiar with her, no.
So in the story from StarWars.com, at the end of it, they talk a little bit about Brennan, because all of us nerds on here, we know Filoni, we know all about Filoni, we know his history, so there's no sense in really recovering that. But Brennan has been with Lucasfilm since 1999, beginning her tenure at Industrial Light and Magic, where she rose through the ranks to become its leader in 2009. Wow. She was appointed general manager of Lucasfilm in 2015 and president and general manager of Lucasfilm Business in 2024. During her tenure, she has guided the company through transformative technological shifts with a clear strategic vision and a commitment to innovation. Buzzwords. Give me some facts. And her industry leadership has been recognized with a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Visual Effects Society and the honor of Commander of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire. Wow. Okay. Yeah, right on.
Yeah, they hit those buzzwords pretty heavy to make it known that she's the financial end.
Yeah. But what I really liked was the fact that she ran ILM.
Yeah.
And that's definitely a good pedigree right there, work pedigree, running ILM, because that's no easy feat. And ILM has continued to grow and grow and grow and grow over the years. So
they're the house for everything anymore.
Great Scots, heavy news. And I bet it's because they're planning a Super Bowl trailer drop. Oh, maybe.
Oh,
wouldn't that be something?
Oh, now you got me all excited.
Right. But yeah, it's wow. Holy cow. Like half the article is just Kathleen's history with the company. She's been in the industry for over 50 years. That's crazy.
It's time to retire, Kathy. Go.
That's okay.
Did I ever tell you the first time? No, it was the second Star Wars celebration I went to in 2010. Yeah, 2010 in Orlando. I was standing about 10 feet from Dave Filoni as he was walking through the crowd.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you've said that before.
It was, I was too awestruck, and I'm like, dude, the hat, that's Dave Filoni. He was strolling the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was pretty cool. Saw Mr. Lucas do that one time too. So at Celebration.
Good stuff. Yeah, it's big news today. Crazy that just.
Well, here, I was gonna wait for Scruffy to drop this, but Paramount also has the new Starfleet Academy show on. So we're going to spend the next 90 minutes talking about the new Star Trek show.
Oh, man.
Wait. Is that Scruffy calling right now? Hang on.
you think Star Wars fans hate Star Wars? Oh, the Star Trek. Oh, and you know what? We were going to show off our anyway, that thing I signed us up for over the holidays.
Yeah, for the record, I can't get on there to print out my thing.
Really?
It will not let me in.
That's really weird.
I'm wondering if my password expired or something.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to call our regional
fleet commander or whatever.
Commander. Yeah. Yeah, Paul Giamatti is the bad guy in that series.
Is he?
He is. He's the bad guy in that series.
Man, you talk about a versatile actor.
And I think Laura Dern is the is it Laura Dern? No. Who's the
Wasn't she Admiral Holdo? Long neck Holdo?
Oh yeah. No, a well-known actress is like the head of the academy. Here it is. Holly Hunter.
From Raising Arizona?
Yeah.
It's sad that that's what I know her from.
Right? Stephen Colbert's in it? That's weird.
What?
Yeah, Stephen Colbert's in it, I guess. And from what I understand, this if I mean, obviously I did not look too far into this thing, but I guess it takes place after Discovery. So in the future timeline.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't paid much attention. Again, I haven't watched all it.
Suck it.
Well, that nugget was just sent just for Scruff. I miss
Right.
Scruffy.
Yeah, we do too. And you know what? That's a great segue. Look at DB nailing the segues tonight.
It's almost like I'm an entertainer.
So before we jump into Collection Corner, something we wanted to talk about with everybody is, as you could tell, Scruffy, is not on the show tonight, and he was not on last week, and I don't think he's available next Thursday as well. So something we've been kicking around, and I was going to post this on social, but I wanted to ask the chat first before I put the question out on social. But one of the things that we're considering is actually changing our broadcast night over to Monday nights, and wondering if, I know we've got, regular viewers on Thursday nights. There's a lot of other Star Wars shows on Thursday nights. And Mondays would work better for us for now. And just wanted to throw that out there and kind of get feedback in terms of, would you guys be able to switch over to a Monday night and watch us? Would that work better? We appreciate everybody that's been spending their Thursday nights with us. We really do. But we also don't want to not have Scruffy on the show. He's part of the crew, and we definitely want to make sure that he's included. I can't show what he got me for Christmas until he comes back on the show. So, but yeah, wanted to throw that out there. Would love to hear the feedback, if people would be able to or not. I'm going to throw the question out on social, but wanted to pose that here first to see what everybody thought about that. Back to the chat. How about a Stormtrooper Academy show? Yeah, right.
I'm in. Do it.
Right?
Because I just like to see a scene in every show of target practice.
Oh, Carbonates just nailed it. Mudhorn Mondays. Love it.
That has a different connotation to me also.
You've been on Twitter too much. Then Max Rebo Monday night would be rough, with Starlight Digest being a Monday night stream. Okay, fair.
Yeah, that's why we're asking for the feedback.
Yep, exactly. That's why we're asking. So,
but this adulting thing sucks, and if we can't get Scruffy to get his Thursday nights free,
yeah, that's been one of the biggest complicators, and we definitely want him on the show because it's not the same show without him. But should we? Well, we appreciate that, Max Rebo, as we will continue to follow you everywhere as well. Yeah, should we flip over to Collection Corner?
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna have to go grab my stuff because it's behind me. I'm trying to spread out. I got so much this week. I'm not going to show it all this week, so I can save some. So
I want it all. I want it all. I want it all.
But we still want to be broadcast in Russia, so and Carbonites appreciate that. So like we were talking about earlier in the show, the travel to a state in a galaxy far, far away, and the constant feedback of never seeing a cesspool of scum and villainy like that one was quite repetitive. Just kidding. But you know what? Oh, DB, you're back.
yeah, sorry, my stuff was on the other side of the room, and I'm gonna
Belarus. Thank you, Max. I couldn't remember. I was blanking on that.
Didn't I say Albania or something last
No,
time?
it was Belarus and Russia where we were gonna get the ban. So, by playing too much of the song. So, but yeah, DB, let's start with you.
Okay, well, I talked earlier about visiting the Slovenia Toy Company, and y'all are going to laugh at me, but I got a couple of green carded figures. This is the light's not helping me. I got a yak face.
Nice.
And not because it's an original yak face worth, a fortune, but he's going to go in my Java diorama. And a Biggs Dark Lighter.
Ooh, nice.
Because I have several X-Wings, and even though they all have the wrong stripes, I've got to have a Biggs, and I think I paid $3 for each of these. So, these are for dioramas, not for retiring early. And y'all notice I have a different light and no hat tonight. I'm trying something different because my ring light blinds me. It gives me a massive headache. But the light I'm using is courtesy of Brown Leader. I don't know if y'all can see this. This is an X-Wing desk lamp, actually. And I'm not going to put it on the screen. I'm showing you the box.
Because you're seeing the reflection of the light in the box.
You're seeing the reflection of the light in the box. Brown Leader slapped this on my desk at Christmas time. So thank you, Brown Leader. This is awesome. It looks great.
Right
it
on.
looks great, by the way. Let me get the rest of. Oh, I have just this gigantic bag. I think Maya's paying attention to us tonight, is he not?
He is.
You opened yours on camera last week.
Yep.
But these are my Taiwanese, I believe we decided.
Yes.
Build your own figures. I have opened mine. I have not assembled them. I have a Mando and I have a Moff Gideon.
Mm-hmm.
So, boy, these are going back to Christmas. And I think you put this on my desk. Did you not?
I did.
Starfleet communicator button,
Yep.
but this is heavy. This isn't plastic. This is real.
Nope, that is from Mom Brown Leader's Trek memorabilia.
Well, Mom Brown Leader, has great taste. What else? You know what I have in this bag? A couple of things that Scruff has left on my desk. This is a Bad Batch comic.
Right on.
And this one, which I am going to read because it's got Obi-Wan and Yoda saying, "No, there is another," and look who's in the background.
Yep.
Jackson.
Right Jackson. Action Jackson.
Yeah, that's not the same Action Jackson.
Oh.
Although, Carl Weathers probably could have pulled off playing a giant green rabbit.
Yeah,
So
he could have.
I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
But those are the things I'm going to show off tonight. But I really wanted to show off the X-Wing lamp that is allowing me to shine brighter than the sun tonight.
From Max Rebo Experience, that big is a classic.
Yeah, and I don't have a Biggs, so.
And then Max Rebo Experience, you should consider pointing the ring light upwards so it bounces off the ceiling and provides a more diffused light.
I'm going to take that advice next week because I'm kind of thinking of taking this X-Wing lamp and putting it on my desk at work if I can find space.
Right on. So Carbonite's Brown Leader, isn't that hoodie made by a past guest? Yes. Very astute. Yes, sir. So started wearing this last episode when we came back from break. This is from Brown 80, call sign Ren, artist Dwayne Koyawina. Yes, was his. He's actually got this design in a lot of different colors. There's a cool one on his particular site. That's black with some purples and like turquoises and really sharp. But he dropped a brown one, or he's selling them through NTVS. But when they dropped a brown one for Black Friday special, how could I pass it up? I mean, it's our team color, so I had to pick that up and represent for Dwayne. Love the hoodie. I don't know if this will pick up on camera. You can see that. But that's the design on the back if that shows. But yeah, love this hoodie. It's the new uniform that I'm wearing for a while. I've semi-retired the piece I've been wearing for a long for 154 shows.
Time to wash it.
Yeah, time to wash it. So it can probably stand up on its own at this point. So From Ubaldo, I got the Lego AT-AT gingerbread set and reading Star Wars Master of Evil, right on. Oh, that's the new one.
Ah.
So by Adam Christopher. So is that, we talked about it earlier in the show, Ubaldo, so it'd be interesting to hear, does it have a different feel because it's a different author, or does it feel like a good continuation of the first story in that series? So Carbonite said some elite drip, my friend. Right on. I'll pretend to know what that means. No, just kidding. Max Rebo experience. I picked up the Max Rebo and Size Snoodles Power of the Force 2-packs.
Nice.
Very nice. And then let's see. Yep, talking about the hoodie, and then hell yeah, Max Rebo, great pickup. So okay, speaking of great,
can I suggest something, Brown Leader?
Yeah,
I love that everybody's in the chat telling us what they got.
Mm-hmm.
Moving ahead, if you guys get something during the week, send us a picture. We'll put it up.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we want to show off what you guys have too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely start submitting that, and you can DM it through any of the socials. brownsquadron@gmail.com works as well. But yeah, or like I said, DM us on any of our socials. So for me, for Collection Corner, something I wanted that I found digging through my closet upstairs when I was getting this room, starting to flip on this room, and really getting the space ready was, we call ourselves Brown Squadron, the Lost Squadron from Alderaan, but this is my street cred. So and so for those that don't know, I went to flight school, so that was kind of the genesis of the idea of Brown Squadron. And when we were developing this show, and what this particular award for was, so I went to flight school in college, and just like there's academic events, sporting championships, that kind of thing, flight schools will get together regionally, and we flew to Southern Ohio for a regional competition where we do all sorts of aviation-based stuff. This wasn't from that, but we did our own internal flight day, so to speak, our own kind of like aviation Olympics locally. We went up to a local ski resort that had a little runway. We did a lot of activity, but this was my award for second place in the bomb drop. And yes, bomb drop. So obviously not live bombs. We had simulated, we used little sandbags and stuff, and it was about hitting the target. And great story behind myself and one of my best friends in flight school over this that we could talk about it. That's a story for another time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to show, I dug this out of the closet. It's been kind of buried for a while, but legit flight credentials for Brown Squadron.
That is awesome. I mean, I knew you went to flight school. We've talked about it off camera, quite a bit, but that's really cool.
Max Rebucks, it's a weird looking B-wing.
That's a prototype.
It's a prototype, yeah, right. For Maya, I could send you a pic of the Blokies, since I'm the one who actually assembled them. Right on.
Yeah, absolutely do that, Maya.
Definitely, Maya. And then talking about some great pickups, I got a package from Ohio this past weekend.
Ohio is the place to be this past weekend.
It was, and I have got some new carbonites.
Show.
Yeah, that came in the mail. So Vincent is the man. I ordered these. Let's see. So I picked up 2 sets, and it's too bad Adelphi's not on here. But picked up set 28 of the Crimson Squadron. Definitely. I saw, funny enough, it was Adelphi's site that I was like, wait, those are out, and I had to get those ordered right away. And I had the other Ranger set that he had advertised he had shown in that same post. So I picked up a second set from Vincent, and I picked up chapter 3 of Mando, of course, because I needed another set with Mando in it. Because
does that have Pershing?
It does.
Oh, you know what you're going to have to do with that, right?
Yes, I think so. And in fact, you know what? I might need. I might have to order an extra. You know what, Vincent? I think I might order a second set. ICCC this year has Dr. Pershing as a celebrity. So you know what? Yes, DB, you're on point. So Vincent, expect another order because I'm going to get another Pershing that I'm actually going to give to him. So, and then I'll have him sign this set that I keep. So, great idea. Great idea. Oh, and look who else
Once
is
in a
on it.
while.
Look who else is on it right next to him.
Oh.
But yeah, so now my goal is I've got enough of them that I think I need to pick up because there's chapter 3. I've got chapter 2. I've got chapter 1. So you know what that means. I've got to go back and pick up the rest of season 1 now. Thank you very much. Oh, and Republic Rangers was the other set that Adelphi had shown that I already had. But so now I have all the pilots as well.
I have a question about the Crimson Squadron.
Chapter 10. Yes.
What is the Carbonites moniker for Porkins?
You know, that's a great question. I actually have not opened these yet, so let's pop.
But my second question is that particular figure a wider dimension than the rest?
No, I think he kept it. So, I really like the new additions he's been doing this set. It's got like this cover panel of just like the silhouette of the Carbonite, and it's let's see. Oh, and I picked up a limited edition when I ordered this in time, and I'll pop that guy out here in a second. But here is the Crimson Squadron set, and let's pop these guys out and go through each of them and find out what their call signs are. All right, so we've got Rebellious Pilot Penguin. We've got Rebellious Pilot Cardinal. Rebellious Pilot Smalls, as in Biggs.
I get it.
The Rebellious Pilot Leader. Rebellious Pilot Ramp from Crimson Squadron. And the one you've been waiting for. Love the beard. Absolutely love the beard on that. Rebellious Pilot Bacon.
Bacon.
Yes.
Nice.
Right. So
Vincent,
yes,
you do a great job with all those.
You do. Absolutely do. And the limited edition, and the reason I ordered so fast was because I didn't want to prior to Christmas, because I didn't want to miss out on the chance, was the, let's see if I can get this out of here without tearing anything. Nope. All right. Was the limited edition Most Wanted Carbonite. So absolutely love that. Was the one that I wanted. The Most Wanted Carbonite 2026. So that is the extra guy.
Nice.
That I picked up for that. But yeah, definitely wanted the Crimson Squadron because Adelphi Rangers can't be the only one with a bunch of X-Wing pilots.
And Vincent, I want you to notice what great care he took opening your product versus what he did to the Carson Teva action figure. He respects your product far more than the mass-produced Hasbro stuff.
Right. It's handmade. How do you know?
Yeah, no, the Carbonites are so unique and such a limited edition. They're amazing.
And then the Chapter 3 set, because I think in here will be, yep. So I am now silver tier.
Woohoo!
With Carbonites. So happy to be that. And I think that also means there's another Carbonite himself. Yeah, a silver colored Carbonite, and it's we thank you commemorate on your 10th purchase of Carbonites.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was the big pickup that I had this week in terms of collection corner.
Most excellent.
And then he was nice enough to throw some cards in here. Vincent, thank you very much. And love the code that you put on each of ours. So
Yes.
actually, I don't know what Scruffy's is yet. I haven't talked to Scruffy since he opened his, but considering what you put on mine, considering what you put on DB's code, definitely love that, man. So yeah, we love supporting Carbonites. Definitely a big friend of the show, a big part of the show. We love all of his products. And then I do have one more thing, but we'll jump back in the comments really quick. So Carbonites brother, love that story. You just won collection corner. Yep, thank you. The sins of my youth. Adelphi did a fantastic job promoting the case. The dude is legend. He is absolutely a legend. I don't know so much about the Max Rebo experience, but you know, that's a great idea, BL, on sending the picture in. So Adelphi helped develop the names for these two. Right on. Carbonites, thank you, gents, for the kind words. You guys are the best. Laugh out loud, DB. Not to mention when he opened the Hot Toys boba, BL is an unhinged boxer, unless it's Carbonites, right? Honestly, yeah. I appreciate quality and handmade items. Onyx in 26, and then going
the wrong way.
Going the wrong way. Scruffy's code is something about Katie's soccer. Of course it is. Of course it is.
Well, it took us an hour and 21 minutes, to even mention Katie Sackhoff.
Right. That's right. Does she remember him? So, but now we've got more than 10 cases actually. And actually, DB, I don't know if you've been up on what Vincent's been doing on Carbonites, but he came out with a special non-Star Wars set for the start of the new year, and it's very cool. So anytime he would advertise about shipping out products, he always had the digital files, the digital representation of these post office workers, kind of like how he does the art for everything. And he would show these are being shipped out through the USPS. He actually made that set of postal workers.
That's awesome.
And you can find those on his set. Or on his sites, carbonites.co.
Yeah, respect.
But now I got to figure out, now that I've got more than 10 cases, because we've got our custom case as well of Hyperspace Heroes, I got to figure out where I'm going to, because I want to display the cases, right? I want to display the boxes, especially since now I'm on a mission to collect all of season 1 of Mando, since I've got like 4 of them already or 5 of them. But I've got the
You're already out of space.
I've got the bookshelf is here. I'm doing something here differently. I got to set that background that you gave us for Christmas, and that's already starting to get full. So I've got space behind the stuff, but no front facing. Maybe I'll have to move some things around, but definitely got to find us.
Carbonites missed the big reveal last week.
Oh yeah. Wait, I just noticed, Brown Leader, are you in a different room? No, this is actually the same room. So this is my kids' not my former kids, because they're still my kids. This was the bedroom that my 2 youngest shared for a while down in the basement of the house that I turned into the podcast space. And I always had a curtain right here because I didn't have any shelving up. We really used it as more of a storeroom, so there was boxes all over the place, and there's still this giant bunk bed right off camera here you can't see that is still trying to work with Mrs. Brown Leader on downsizing. But yeah, it was our kids' room, our 2 youngest kids, and they shared the room. And so I always had this curtain right here, and then I had the wall of Funko right here to block the rest that the curtain didn't have. And one of the things that I did while adulting and not on the air was we started. I've had all this artwork just sitting in boxes. My team at work. These 3 prints right here. My team at work chipped in one Christmas, got me these really OT prints of the OT. Up above are autographs from different celebrities that we've met at ICCC and elsewhere. I've got some more artwork up here. In front of me, right behind the camera, I've got some other artworks, things we've shown before. I had won this nice autograph print from Steven Stanton. He did the voice of Obi-Wan in Rebels. And I've got this really cool print of, and I don't want to pull it off the wall, but I've got this really cool print autographed by Steven Stanton of one of my top 3 favorite lightsaber duels. And he made it out to Hyperspace Heroes. And I've got that right off camera so I can look at it in all the time. And so, yeah, we spent time adulting. And then in the spare time I had from that, I started setting things up. I've got R5 representing on the back door there. Turn this into a bookshelf behind this Christmas tree. There's another story behind that. But yeah, just trying to put stuff up on the walls. I Am Anakin's Father gave us those nice, really Pepsi from the prequels posters. Finally got those framed. So I've got to find a space to put those up on the wall. Just found that digging through one of the drawers, DB. Now I got to find a spot for that. Awesome. But yeah, just it's the same room, and yeah. So let's see what Carbonites. Don't worry, I have former kids too, right? The setup looks really awesome. Thank you. Yeah, it's been fun. Even Mrs. Brown Leader got into it a little bit. Carbonites and me can use the bunk bed when we visit. Absolutely. And then Carbonites, I call the top.
Whoa.
So, I'll let you guys decide that. But yeah, it was a fun project to do. It kind of took some of the stress off during that time of adulting and not being able to get on here with you guys and chit chat about stuff, nerd out over Star Wars, things like that. And it was a great stress reliever. So and then you can see that these are the things that I'm looking at. Ross Biederman, that was a great autograph from him. And then Joe Johnston, who designed the Razor Crest, and then Roger Christensen. Man, I need to reach out to him. We got to get him on the show.
Oh yeah,
he was a great guest. We interviewed
what an interesting fella.
ICCC 2, was it last year? Was it just
last year? Yeah.
Go to our live tab, scroll down till you get to last year's ICCC and the interview we did with Roger Christensen. That was a fun interview.
It's right around the Katie Sackhoff interview. That's where Scruffy would send you.
Yes, exactly. But the reason he's holding the lightsaber in that picture is he's the one that designed it. So he's got great stories. We actually ended up talking about Alien in our interview with him. And he had some great observations in Alien that about Alien and the design of Alien that definitely made me rethink some things. So love the sign print of Maul versus Obi-Wan from Rebels. Yeah, that was cool because I didn't even know I was entered for it. And all of a sudden Steven Stanton's people reached out and they're like, hey, you won this. And I was like, oh, okay, that's awesome. So that was definitely a thing. Your ICCC interviews are epic. Yes, thank you. Those have been some great opportunities we've had over the last 4 years to do, and looking forward to getting down there again this year. So yeah, the last thing I had for Collection Corner, because I actually had one more thing. So Brownie 1 was up periodically over the holiday season and ran into him, and he was on some trip. He does convention, not like nerd conventions like we do. He does other types of conventions that he goes to for an organization that he works with. And at one of these, there was a rock shop that he and some of his people that attended the convention went to. And at the rock shop, and I don't know how this is gonna, but it's a rock carved like the Millennium Falcon.
That's awesome.
Isn't that cool? And it wasn't a Christmas present. It was just, he saw it. It was one of those opportunity things. And he picked that up and gave it to me one of the times he came home to visit his dear old mom and dad. But yeah, so it looks like, up in Houghton, So Main Street Rocks, Houghton and Durand, Michigan.
Oh, that's just a little bit north of us.
Yeah, just a wee bit. I think he was up for a thing in Marquette, or no, actually Marquette and Houghton are still a few miles away from each other. So it must have been actually Houghton that he was up there for. But yeah, so that was the last thing that I wanted to show off this week. So
Nice.
Yeah, it's been good. So yeah, so there's the show, gang. That was lot. That big story took up a big chunk of the show today.
Yeah, we went through a lot of stuff tonight.
We did, absolutely.
And not enough Trek.
Yeah, right?
Let the joyous news be spread. The wicked old witch at last is dead.
I was in such a rush when I got home to get those clips made just for this episode tonight. And for those of you that, let's see, what was the one I played at the very beginning?
Then this is a day of independence for all the Munchkins and their descendants.
That's for all the haters. Because you know that's how they're feeling, right? So I don't know. There's not enough. There's there's too much going on in the world to hate things like that.
Right.
So, but Max Rebo, way to go, Brownie One. Yes, right on. Way to go, Brownie One. That was one of those cool little unique things. So now I'm gonna have to find a spot, obviously, to lay it up here. So yeah. Oh, you know what? Now that we're you thought
I was hoping you'd forget.
This time I kept track of where the book was. So last week, and it was great because one of the clips so we're starting to do clips after the show that we'll post up, and reels and shorts, whatever the different services call it. And I could not, after I organized the bookshelf, I couldn't find my dad joke book. So a Delphi Ranger sent one in via the chat, was the hero of the show, and it actually made one of our clips for the week. So but I found the book, of course, after the show was over. So we will. Dad joke of the week. Time to annoy Scruffy and DB. Dad joke of the week. All right, Star Wars Dad Joke of the Week, courtesy of Kelly Knox's Star Wars Dad Jokes. Volume 2 has been pre-ordered. I ordered it on Amazon already, and it should arrive on May 1st. So we've got a lot of book to get through for Volume 2. So Star Wars Dad Joke of the Week. Why aren't Tauntauns good at small talk?
I don't know. Why aren't Tauntauns good at small talk?
They don't like icebreakers. That was Dad Joke of the Week Now don't you feel absolutely complete?
Scruffy, you need to come back. I'm suffering through this alone. The rest of you guys can all mute that crap. I have to listen to it.
I love this for you guys, right? So that was exceptionally rough. Yes, it was, Carfinites. So yeah, right on. So thanks for tuning in. We'll let everybody know. Like I said, I'm going to post it on social about the possible switch to Monday nights. We'll see how it goes. But there's a chance we might be doing that in the future. If you can't join us live, obviously there's always replays that everybody can enjoy and watch. And we're going to start doing the clips as well. So there are those as well. Carbonites, thank you. But this episode wasn't. Make sure to demolish that like button. Exactly. Mm-hmm. See, that's why we've been missing you on the show, Carbonites. We need somebody to say that. So yeah, you know where to find us. Start sending those pictures in. Yeah, let's recap that. So DB's idea of the episode for sure. As you're collecting things, if you have new things in your collection, send them to us. You can get a hold of us a lot of different ways. Any of our socials, X, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, or you can email us at brownsquadron at gmail.com.
And if you're not comfortable, we can do Morse code, facsimile, whatever.
Right, exactly. You can find all of our links at beacons.ai /Brown Squadron. So, yeah, that's the show for tonight, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned. We'll be active. Clips should be coming up in the next day or so, hopefully, to recap some spots of the show. And at this point, we'll still be on next Thursday. If anything changes between now and then, we will definitely follow us on social, give us a like and a follow, ring the bell, all that kind of content creator stuff. Oh, you know what? I forgot to show this. Mando's new fit in the movie. So yeah, looking pretty sleek there. I don't know about the gray. I'm not almost, kind of looks like pajamas in a way under the suit.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Mandaroos. Maybe they're gonna sell it.
You know what? He's missing a good cod piece.
There. Oh, you know what? He is. You're right.
A good cod piece.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do not want to see Pedro's junk.
No. Brendan Wayne's most of the time, really, or Latif's.
Okay, well that's different.
Right, the son of Wayne. So, but yeah, give us Ubaldo, definitely. We'll send pictures this week's collection. Yeah, start sending us pictures of your stuff, and we'll definitely show it on future episodes. And then yeah, we're gonna skip that one. So we will follow you to the ends of the galaxy. Right on, Max Rebo. We appreciate that. So all right, I hope you enjoyed the show. We'll be back next week. Follow us on social, keep track of everything we're doing. Brown Squadron, Hyperspace Heroes. Yeah, this is Brown Leader signing off for the crew, and you have been listening and watching Hyperspace Heroes. That's no moon.
Or Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead.
Ooh.
Oh, yes, the joyous sprinkles.